Welcome back, everybody. Hanging out from Living Kinetics, Raf King, back again with you. We have a very special guest that we're chilling with today. Please introduce yourself, where you're from, and how we got to know each other, or how we kind of got introduced.
Sounds good. My name is Greg Reverdiau, and I'm with the High Altitude Training Institute. And we are a business in Prescott that provides running services, and I'll talk to you more about this. And the way we get to meet was last year when you guys first started. You offered, very generously, offered a 60-minute, I think it was, massage for one of our runner in the group. We have a group run every Thursday, so we were happy to raffle that as one of the ticket items. So awesome. That was exciting.
And it seems like I see your posts all the time. Like we're constantly just either missing each other or we're like on the same page advertising with the same stuff. So it's almost meant that we were supposed to be talking a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Because not only did we raffle off one of those massages, but we worked with some of your runners even. I'm sure you guys remember Tracy, right? We just wrapped up with her sponsorship, but she was just awesome to work with and a hell of an athlete, always on the move. So yeah, that's another degree where we get to meet up a little bit more.
Yeah. And it's funny actually because I ran with Tracy during her marathon. So the marathon that you were helping her with, I went with her and ran the race with her as support. So she did amazing. She pushed through and beat her time, above and beyond her time. So that was really exciting.
So cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel already that we're going to get along just fine. Like just how our businesses are set up and the mindset that we have. I feel like we're already there because I feel like we both want people to move better.
Correct.
And if you want to tell a little bit more, I was reading on your website about all the different camps and stuff that you have. If you want to explain more, because these guys have already heard so much about what I do, right? I mean, it's just ridiculous. But please, so running coach, running camp.
Correct. So we offer, I would say, 4 services. The first one is the running camps. So in the summer, when I moved to Prescott 4 years ago, I realized how beautiful the area is.
Where'd you move from?
From Florida. So
big change.
Big difference.
Wow.
Big difference. I was in Florida for 12 years.
Okay.
And so I came here for a job, and my wife was in Flagstaff for a while, so we loved the area and stayed here. And when I came here, I was like, I have to share this with other people because the amount of trails that we have and the amount of just the altitude training. So I came up with this idea of doing the High Altitude Training Institute, which helps people just be better runners. That's really the idea. The camp is something to do in the summer, which is fun. I had a group of friends in Florida that we always took vacation together to go run somewhere for a few days. And I said, why not do this here and have people come here? So it's an adult camp, actually, for people that just want to run. And we take care of everything. All they have to worry about is getting in the van, and we go to a trailhead, we go run, and we stretch, we do all kinds of exercises. And then I drop them off. They have a little time off during the day, and then we go run again in the afternoon. And we have different things that we do for them. We have different little classroom exercises where we talk about, like for example, racing strategies, and we talk about nutrition, and we talk about different topics that would be of interest to them.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so that's what we do in the summer. And actually, I've just extended this to high school. So we have a high school coming in from California this summer that's going to be running with us, bringing 10 students, 10 kids, and all they want is just have fun, something different than just running cross country, or running on the track. They want something like more relaxing, and so we'll be running with kids all around Prescott during in August, first week of August.
That's so cool.
Yeah, really exciting.
That's awesome.
Really exciting. So that's kind of the first thing. That's really the fun thing. I really enjoy doing that part. And the second thing is doing the coaching and doing training plans. So I offer 2 different options. You can do just a single training plan for any distance, whether it's even if you want to do an 800-meter dash race, I have a training plan for that, all the way to ultra marathons.
Nice.
And so you can decide, and what I do is I built it custom. It's not a cookie cutter training plan. It takes about 15 different things into account. When do you want to run, what your goal is, what the distance is going to be, what the terrain is going to be, and I create a training plan for them, and I give that to them. It has custom paces, it has custom workouts when they want to work out on what days during the week, and it even sends them a reminder on the calendar on their phone to say, hey, tomorrow you have to do this and you have to do this. So it really helps them.
That's
just get faster. Yeah, it's really been amazing to see people making progress, people that maybe had tried in the past doing something and they couldn't get there, and all of a sudden with a really well designed training plan, they can just meet their goals and even exceed them sometimes. So it's been a lot of fun doing that. And I do the coaching as an additional option on top of it. So if they want to get a coach that follows them throughout the entire training, then they can hire me to do that as well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and then
you can't fail.
No, I call it the accountability. How do I say it? I'm not going to be able to say it. Accountability buddy. So it's accountability buddy, basically. It's somebody that's going to be behind your shoulder, just telling you, hey, how was your workout? Well, I didn't do my workout. And then if you do this a couple of times, then people they're not pressured, but all of a sudden they're like, oh, somebody is watching. I'd better go out and do my run and not just stay on the couch. And then and the encouragement on top of it, telling them, hey, you had a great week. Keep up the good work. That really motivates people. So it's been
for sure.
It's been fun doing that.
A little extra positive thought in the back of the head when you want to quit. A little push saying you got it.
Yeah.
Keep doing this.
And sometimes they have questions like or the training plan is too fast or too slow. So I adapt the training plan for them, and we really work on their goal. It's whatever they want to do, we make it happen. Whatever amount of time it's going to take, we just create a plan for that.
So cool.
Yeah.
Now, just from the sounds of it, you sound like you're pretty experienced yourself in running.
I've been running for a little over a decade now.
Okay.
And so it's been an interesting journey. I started running because I needed to lose weight. I actually lost 50 pounds through running.
Congratulations! That's awesome, man.
And I tell you, it's been a way of life ever since. I've never really looked back. I never stopped. I've been running consistently for 10 years, and just get really, really interested in the science of it and what worked and what didn't work and why. And now seeing it with other people has been even more amazing, because it's almost like a little experiment that you do with people. You never know if it's going to work or not. You have a good idea, but make little tweaks and learn how they're making changes and how they're improving has been really a ton of fun. So it's been fun.
That's
It's
awesome.
been a lot of fun.
Are there any like major? You don't have to say any names, of course, but are there any like major success stories where this person could barely run, putting one foot in front of the other, and they're doing great afterwards? Anything that comes to mind?
I've had several people. I had a customer, and I have customers all over the country, but I had a customer on the East Coast that was just starting to run and was having a hard time just building up the miles without getting injured. And we built a training plan just for that. And I actually went and designed a plan from ground zero just for that. And we got her to the point where she wasn't even expecting to get to that level, and she was so grateful. And it was great. Every week I'm feeling great, nothing hurts anymore, and I'm feeling faster, and every week she was just getting faster and faster. And yeah, that was really good. I have another customer that had been trying to get to a certain time on the marathon for a long time, tried with several different training plans, and after just one training plan just shattered the distance and shattered the time. And now we've been working together to make it even better. And I love seeing this because she's extremely motivated and has a ton of talent. She just never realized how much talent she had. And then now we're really working towards something that's going to be beyond what she had expected, I think.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
A lot of fun. Well, I'll tell you another thing is, to me, it's about building a running community. So I came from an area that had a lot of runners. We had a race every weekend. And when I say a race, we had several thousand people in a race every weekend, running a 5K or a 10K. There was always at least one race. You could run a race on Saturday and a race on Sunday pretty much every week of the year.
Wow.
Yeah, and sometimes 2 or 3 races going on at the same time. So I came from this, and I came to Prescott where I saw a lot of runners, but I never saw runners running together. I saw a lot of individual runners.
Yeah.
So I started doing, when I started the business, I started trying to get my mind around how many people do we have, and why are they not together, and why don't we have a group run, for example.
Yeah.
I had people reaching out to me and saying, is there a group run in Prescott? I said, well, not that I know of. So eventually last year, around May, I decided that we're going to start a group run. So just put a month before, put a bunch of notices online, and I had met several runners since then, and the word got around. And the first time we met, we had 25 runners meeting together. And it's been going on ever since. So every Thursday at 5:30 from Soul Ride, which is a location, a bike shop downtown, we meet from there and we go for a run for 4 to 6 miles, whatever you want to do, whatever pace you want to do. We do it off the street, we do it on the urban trail, so it's away from traffic. And people stay afterwards for sometimes 2 hours just chatting, socializing. So it's a social run. Sure. It's a fun run, and it's actually going on tonight. And we've built a great group. We have people that met there, runners that met there, and now they're running together outside of it, which is exactly what I had envisioned.
Yeah.
So it's the community is building up. We have a great group run with trail runners as well. There's a big group of trail runners that's building up on Facebook right now.
Cool.
So it's getting there. I think we're building a good running community, and adding you guys to the equation, I think, is great. Having somebody that can help us either when we get injured or before we get injured, because
hopefully we get there.
Before, right? Yeah, injury prevention is a big thing too. So
absolutely,
I would love to have you coming and talk to us, coming in and help with runners, getting the word out. That's a great idea.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page, and I love to hear about the community so much. I mean, I wonder to myself how many people are running now because of that community. You know, that little extra bit of encouragement, extra little bit of guidance right there.
Well, I kept track of last year how many individual people came to the run, and we have about 100 people that came to the run.
Wow.
For between May, and we stopped running in November, I think, because it was getting too cold and too dark in the evening.
Yeah.
But between that amount of time, we've seen approximately 100 individual people. And every week it feels like we have a core and then a few new people that come in once in a while. But yeah, there's a lot of runners around here, and I think getting them together and joining for something social. You know, every first Thursday of the month we do a potluck, so everybody brings food, and everybody loves they love the idea that, oh, next week is first Thursday, so everybody brings their own food and share with everyone. It's just awesome.
That is awesome.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Even as a guy who doesn't like to run all that much, I would probably join just for...
We have walkers. We have people that walk. Sometimes they're either recovering or they just want to join. Some people just join to go walk and then chit-chat afterwards. So you guys are welcome to join us.
Well, thank you. Can't be more invited than that.
That's right. That's right. So we welcome every pace, every distance, and we have slower runners. We have faster runners. If you're a fast runner, we have a group that goes pretty fast as well. But everybody's welcome, and we enjoy it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I love hearing about the business. Are there any big plans in the future? Like, is there anywhere this is headed? Any big things that we're working towards, or?
Yep, I would like eventually to grow the business to the point where we have a full office where we can do more research. And I come from a background, my background is in aviation, and I still do teach aviation during the,
You're like the most interesting dude in the world. This is awesome.
Yeah, my background is in aviation, so I still teach at Reverdiau, but I do this business on the side as well. And
wow.
I would love to eventually grow it to, the reason I call it the High Altitude Training Institute is because I would like to bring more high-end people, for example, high-end athletes and higher coaches and people to do research on high-altitude related matters. And I started small because I know it takes time to build this base, but eventually I would like to make it the institute that is in the name of the business. Wow. And I called it that because I had that vision of growing bigger and bigger eventually. So for now I'm starting small, but I'm hoping that we can get to that point. Prescott is undiscovered. Prescott has so much potential for training. You know, everybody talks about Flagstaff because Flagstaff is a great base. They have NAU, they have really high altitude with, you know, up to 12,000 feet, and they have a base at 7,000 feet. Prescott is great because we don't have the winters that they have in Flagstaff. We can run year-long here, and we are between base at 5,000 feet, but you can get to 8,000 feet from Prescott pretty easily. So. Wow. It has a ton of advantages, yeah, and the trails around by Mount Union gets all the way to 8,000 feet. So we have this base where people coming from sea level don't have the shock factor of going from sea level to 7,000 feet or 8,000 feet. They go from sea level to 5,000 feet, and they can still run pretty efficiently and get the benefit of high altitude. So I would love to be able to bring more people here. And the camp is kind of the idea of bringing people here to get better with high altitude. But if we could do this year long, then that would be awesome. Just bringing more people to do these camps and train here at high altitude and make Prescott a running destination for not only running, by the way, biking and swimming as well. Yeah. And just make it something where people come here for high altitude stuff.
Absolutely. Seeing more of those like communities of athletes coming in. I come from Surprise. Yeah. In fact, I lived right next to the Texas Ranger Stadium, which was cool because you would see a lot of professional and semi-pro athletes coming in all the time. I'd love to see that up here. In fact, I don't know why anyone goes down there. It's hot, it's rugged,
yep.
It's hard on the body, but up here you seem to get all the benefits and get the beautiful view.
Absolutely.
Beautiful weather.
And the beautiful weather year long, which is, so it's, we're still small and we need to get the name out there. And I think building the running community is the first step. Getting a good core so that people say, hey, a lot of runners in Prescott and they have a ton of trails and they have beautiful weather. Let's go there instead of, and I'm trying to do this with people from Phoenix. I'm trying to bring them up here. So every summer I do what's called Escape the Heat series, and I do free runs.
Listen to this guy.
I just bring them up here, and I said, I put those on Facebook, and I said, you want to come up and discover Prescott? I'll be your guide. Anybody can join, and we do runs. We go up Granite Mountain. We go discover all the beautiful areas around Prescott. A lot of people come here, and they're like, I had no idea. I had no idea Prescott has so many trails. The downtown is super cute and beautiful. There's little cute restaurants, and so they come here for the weekend. Sometimes they camp, and sometimes they stay in a hotel, which again, growing the economy and helping everyone. So absolutely. It's getting there.
Step by step. Yeah. I love it. So end result being like an encompassment of all athletes, running, biking, swimming.
Yep.
If they need to improve, they're going to see this guy here.
Yep, come here, and I'd love to hire more people that are knowledgeable about high altitude training and coaching and all that, and build up the team. Right now, it's pretty much only me, and so we're still growing the business. But
it sounds like you've started in the right place and you've got the right mission, and I don't think you can fail, man. It's only a matter of time before this is huge.
Thank you.
Let me ask though, are there any you're crazy successful, you're doing great, everything's going the way it should be. Are there any funny hiccups that happen just from time to time? I know that might be a funny question, but even if it's just an embarrassing story that you had to live through, or sometimes this happens and it's kind of a crack up.
It's actually been working pretty well. The one thing that kind of scared me recently was the talk about closing the forest.
Okay, didn't even connect the two of those. Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the running camp is coming up, and I was afraid that we were going to have to cancel, but they actually shut down all the trails that I don't use. So the trails are further away from town that get closed on. Well, it's starting tomorrow. June 1st, tomorrow. And these are further away because they're harder to reach, and so that's been tough. Getting the name out, and I'm sure you know this as well. Starting the business from scratch is difficult. It's starting the website, the marketing, all the social media. That took a really long time, and getting a base of followers on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on the website, you name it. It's difficult, and it takes time to get there. So
for sure. Well, I appreciate you letting me put you on blast here.
Well, thank you.
And put you out there a little bit more. I'll help you out with that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, because you can't go wrong, man. Being in a place like this with people that want to move, I think that's what I noticed so much about Prescott is just the need to keep moving. I see people of all ages, all different backgrounds, doing something around the community, going for a hike, going for a walk or something like that. Yeah, very active community.
Very active community.
Again, coming from the valley, being in Surprise next to Sun City. Sun City's kind of a retirement community. those people never stop. Those people always are on the go. But it kind of seemed like the heat, when it did roll in the summertime, you know, spring or summer, everyone just right indoors.
Yep.
No activity, no community.
And
so
that's difficult. That's difficult. And I'm trying to help people just like you do, just getting healthier. And you know, it came from the fact that at one point I was 50 pounds heavier, almost 200 pounds, and I was just not comfortable.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel good, and starting getting some medical issues with cholesterol and high blood pressure, and exercise took care of it. And I've never looked back. And I can tell you, 10 years later, I'm in better shape than I ever was when I was a teenager. I can beat myself as a teenager any day of the week today. It's just incredible. If somebody had told me 10 years ago that I would compete in Ironman and run an ultra marathon, I would have just laughed. And now it's happening. So it's fun.
So cool. So, it's amazing how we overlook the simple mechanism that is our body and what it can do for us.
Yep.
And like you said, just movement, right? But that's beautiful motivation. I really got to applaud you on that, man. I mean, the ripple effect that happens because of that. You know, you took charge of your own health, did something natural with it. I can only imagine how many people are benefiting and then sending that off to other people.
And I hope so. And I hope that when people realize that they try to spread the word.
Yeah.
And tell other people, not in a lecturing way, more in a, hey, you know, this is my story, this is what happened, and kind of let them say, well, maybe I should try this, maybe I should do this, and get motivated by your story.
For sure.
And that's exciting. That's
absolutely.
exciting.
I don't know how many like couples I meet where the wife is all about massage and getting body work, and the husband's like, not my thing, right? Like, I don't want some dude touching me, right? That's so, I shouldn't say always comes up, but from time to time, I'll hear it. And it takes zero pressure on the husband. I'm not going to ask him to get on the table at all. I'll just let the wife keep talking about how much better she's doing.
That's right.
You know, just constantly talking about how much better she feels. And eventually he'll give it a shot. And if it's not with me, it'll be with someone.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Well, I would actually love to work with you. I've been seeing your videos with runners, and I'm an athlete as well, and I do compete in a lot of things. And so I would love, and I have issues that I think you can resolve. And so I would love to start working with you on those issues, and maybe we can make that a series. I do, I mean, I do a lot of recording myself. You've got all the fun equipment. I loved that as soon as I walked in here, and I know there is more progress that I can make because of my stiffness. I've always been stiff. If you talk to the runners on the Thursday group, they'll just laugh if you say Greg is stiff, because I've never been able to touch my feet standing up, you know, bending down and touching my feet, just because I've always been stiff. So I know I need to do it, and I think I might be a good case study to show other people, because if I can do it, then pretty much 98% of the population can get better and not as stiff, and maybe we can see how it improves performance.
I would love it, especially with a gentleman with your insight who is all about the research and the numbers, and yeah, that would be fantastic. So stay tuned. I can only guess what kind of video stuff we're going to be putting out here, but it's going to be awesome. Anything you want to add before we sign off here?
No, I love that you're reaching out to the community. I love that you're sponsoring people like you did with Tracy. I think that was just incredible, and that really helped her. I can tell she made progress. She reached her goal, and I know it was part of the reason because of you guys. She worked hard, and I can't wait to see if you're going to do this again with other people, because that's fun.
Hey, it makes my day to hear that.
Yep.
Right on. Well, please, in fact, before we do sign off, where can they find you at?
So they can go and visit the website. It's altitude.run. It's not .com, it's .run.
.run?
Yeah.
All right.
So altitude.run, and we're on Facebook, High Altitude Training Institute. I'm on Instagram, but I don't post a whole lot of pictures there. And we're on YouTube. I have actually a pretty active YouTube channel where I post videos about the community, and I post videos about my training as well in there, where I do a little follow-up, a little vlog of my training. So if people want to see, get ideas of how to train, and yeah, can find all this on the website, Facebook, or on YouTube.
Fantastic.
Where we are. So.
Well, check him out. And once you're done checking him out, check us out.
That's right.
Alrighty. Well, take care, everyone. We'll catch you next time.
All right. Thanks, guys.